All right, and we are live. Welcome in. Uh, just a minute or two late. I had to get me a new glass of water or mug of water to keep me talking through the next hour or so. JT,
I
good to
got mine
see you
too, Jeff.
again. Want to welcome everybody who's joining. As you join in, please introduce yourself in the comments. And we always like if you have a question for us, if you'll put a Q or a question mark at the beginning, that helps us see it and be able to try and give you an answer and interact with you. So introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from. We love to see who all's logging in tonight.
Man, give us a Q strange, man. Put a Q in front of it, make it a strange question. I want a Q strange tonight.
you want a weird question?
I love strange questions, man.
All right. So JT, how you been since the last time we spoke?
Man, it's been wild, man. It's been a little on the drama side with weirdos around my house and stuff. People trying to get in the house, people taking pictures outside the house. I don't know what's going on lately, but it's been weird, Jeff. That's for sure.
YouTube famous. People are hunting him down at his own house.
I guess, man, I'm gonna have to move soon, my dude.
We're not going to ask you to put your address in, on this video tonight.
Hey, I'm not hard to find, man. It's just you might not want to find me if you surprise me because I might, be trigger sensitive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Call first. All
right. So I'll go ahead and mention. Let me get this banner taken down
here. Rick, I see a Charger Mopar.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and mention he was logged in early and had this comment about sleep apnea. We're going to talk about that tonight, and JT will be sharing his story on that. Welcome in, Rick. Got my high intensity. Is that high intensity interval timer?
Holy moly, that's ready. Mouthful.
All right. So going to be working it out while we go live. Awesome.
Sweet.
Cynthia, welcome in.
Cynthia. Right. Carnivorous dude. What's up, dude?
Carnivorous dude. Good to see y'all. All right. So JT, I want to start off with I'm going to ask, please explain, what does Poco Moonshine Family mean? That's the name of his channel. I want him to tell the story of what does that mean?
That's probably the most asked question I get about my channel is what the heck does Poco, they can barely say it too, Poco Moonshine. Poco Moonshine was when I was a teenager. Me and my dad snuck onto private property and we went fishing on someone else's pond. And we had a damn good time. I caught fish after fish after, like, I could do no wrong that day, Jeff. Like, anytime I put the cast out, I reeled one in. And I just had so much fun with my dad. And we got kicked out of there, which is all right, but they didn't want us in there. But before I left, we noticed there was just a 2x4 sticking in the ground with two other boards going across the side. And on the two boards, it had written on white paint, it said Poco Moonshine, and that was the name of the pond we were fishing at. And I had so much fun. It was like a fun family adventure. And I said, you know what? I want to dedicate Poco Moonshine, which is fun, family, and adventure. That's what it means to me in my heart. That's the experience I had. And I wanted to start a channel that was all about fun, family, and adventure. And I'm still doing it. I know I'm doing carnivore now, but I still consider you guys family. I'm having fun, and I'm on this adventure. So I feel like I'm paying homage and staying true to what Poco Moonshine is. So it's just a pond I was fishing at with my dad, and we had the best day of our lives. At least I did. So I wanted to dedicate the channel to it. I even got it on my hat.
Very nice.
I got it on my shirt. I live Poco Moonshine, man.
So I think I told you the last time we spoke, I want a picture of you with the sign one day. I want to see that. I hope
I got to sneak back in there without getting shot, Jeff. I'll have to it will be me wearing a vest, but I'll have it on.
We could recruit some other carnivores to go with you, so you're not by yourself. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be I'm still gonna it's 6.5 hours away from me, the pond. So that's why I haven't made the journey to go film the video. It's kind of a truck there, and then it'd be 6.5 hours back if I wanted to come back. So you're talking at least 13 hours of driving, and I just haven't filmed that video yet. That's for sure.
Yeah, I got you. All right, so we have a few more who are joining in.
What's up, everybody?
Let's see.
Susie. What's up, Tiger Gang?
Susie, good to see you. Happy Thursday. Absolutely.
Hey, Susie. Hey, Renee.
Renee. Hi there. No insanity.
They're probably used to me interviewing and not getting interviewed. It feels weird for me too now. I tell you, it feels weird.
Well, good. We're going strange tonight, right?
Q strange, baby. Give us a couple of Q's questions. Make it strange. Q strange.
Good to see Mike. Welcome in. Let's see. Oh, and Susie says she likes your origin story. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with alcohol.
No, and that's kind of what I thought immediately. And then when I started seeing all the imagery of kids and family, I thought that must not be what it's about. So
yeah, everybody, I've gotten so many comments. They're like, dude, this guy drinks too much liquor. I'm like, because they don't like my content. They're like, yeah, folks, this is why you shouldn't drink too much. I'm like, my channel has nothing to do with booze. I don't even drink. To do with it. I actually have 2 liquor bottles that have been sitting in my freezer for over a year that I'm going to do a short and pour them things out, man. Because
really?
It seems to piss people off when you pour shit down the drain. So I'm going to keep on doing
it. just to get the reaction, huh?
Hey, why not, man? Hey, I feel good pouring it down the drain. If they don't feel good watching it, click a different video.
Well, welcome in Meeting Wellness.
Christy.
Very cool. All right. Okay, so my next question for you is, how did your channel turn into a carnivore channel? How did you come to know the carnivore way of life?
Oh, man, I can blame my buddy Carrie, one of my best friends, man. Carrie from Homestead How. That crazy dude. I watched, I was subscribing to his channel, Homestead How, and I first found him through I always grill with wood charcoal. I don't use regular charcoal. I use wood charcoal, and I don't use gas either. Ew, it's disgusting. But I use wood charcoal. It tastes delicious. But when I had all this ash left, I was like, man, what am I going to do with this stuff besides just throw it out? Like, what can I do? Well, he had a video that had all sorts of stuff you could do with your ash.
Right.
I was like, man, this is cool. I didn't subscribe, though, right away. He popped back up with a video that said UFO over Montello, Wisconsin. And I was like, what the hell is that? And I was like, okay. I was like, wait a minute. That's the dude with the ash from the ash video. And I was like, he's talking about UFOs. So I was like, okay, I'm into homesteading, even though I don't do it. I'm into UFOs and aliens, even though I've never met an alien. So I said, whatever, man. I'm going to subscribe. Homesteading UFOs, man. How much better could it get? I was like, this guy's right up my alley. So I subscribed. I watched Carrie do keto. Yes, Carrie does keto. That sounds like a cool YouTube channel. But I watched him do keto, and he had some good results. I'm not getting on him. I wasn't impressed enough to make the jump towards keto. So I was just like, whatever. Well, then he started doing carnivore, and I was like, bro, there's no way. You're just eating meat, beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. There's no damn way this dude is. But he was serious, and I don't suggest it, you guys. Like, I didn't do any damn research. I just listened to whatever Carrie said, and I cannonballed right into the carnivore pool. And I got sloppy wet. I just jumped right in there, man. And I've been swimming ever since. I have yet to get out of the pool. I'm still in here. It's warm. If you guys want to join us, it's nice and warm.
Come on in.
Yeah, come on in, man. So that's how I found it, through Carrie. And he shared his story. And thank God he did, man, because it resurrected my life, man. Totally, man. I was laying in the tub, all sorts of crap, man. I didn't feel good, man, at all. And I was laying in the tub watching his videos, actually,
So laying in the tub, like soaking because of aches and pains and stuff like that?
Yeah, man, my stomach,
Yeah.
I had IBS, so the warm water would feel good on it. I have 3 discs in my back that are out of alignment. It would make my back feel good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the only thing that would kind of relax me from just constantly feeling like crap.
Right.
So I
Okay.
was watching him in there, and I said, man, it was about the 3rd video he put out on Carnivore. I was like, that's it. I'm not watching this dude do it no more. I'm doing it. I did it for 30 days, and I cut the video after 30 days. You know, my first 30 days, and a couple people told me, like, because I mentioned Kerry in it, and I was just thanking him. You know,
Yeah.
like my coach taught me, my coach Bob Proctor, he taught me that you want to give back to where you get from, otherwise the getting could be gone.
Mm.
So
Okay.
I got that info from him, and I just wanted to thank him. You know, like when Jesus healed the lame man, only one came back to thank him, and that
The
story. What's
yeah,
that?
the 10 lepers.
The 10 lepers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Only one came back to thank him, and they don't put that story in the Bible to tell you that Jesus has got a bad return rate. Um, they put that in there to teach you about a lesson called gratitude.
Right.
And that he went back to his source of supply and he thanked him and he stayed connected through gratitude to his blessings. And that's why you're also supposed to say grace over your food. That way you get more food to nourish your body. That way you get more ribeyes. You're supposed to stay connected to your source. So I made the video
like
and I just shouted
I like
Carrie out.
you just sneak that in there so that you get more ribeyes.
Yeah, man.
Specifically.
If you love ribeyes, man, say grace. Thank them where they come from. So I just cut the video and I did thank Carrie in there. I was like, dude, thanks for, you know, doing what you do. Thanks for being crazy. Thanks for being out there and telling your story, because I turned my life around because of it, you know.
Yeah.
And I even on the 27th day of the carnivore diet, I quit smoking pot. Like I got more high off of a ribeye than I did the cannabis. So I
There's
just
the
like, well, why
quote.
am I spending money on this? I could spend money on more ribeyes and get just as high, man.
There's the quote for a great t-shirt. I got more high off a ribeye.
Yep.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Well, let's check
Start
in.
ribeye stock, you know.
We got a bunch more jumping in here. Let's see. Oh, we got some questions too. Okay, we'll
What's
start.
up, Tiger Gang? Yeah, make it Q strange tonight, you guys. Put a Q
We'll
in front of
start
make it
working them
strange.
in. All right. So we got saying, hey, Christy. Okay, Susie Underwood asks her first question. JT, what was your transition to carnivore like? Did you go cold turkey, which you just told us cannonball straight in? And was it more gradual? Any issues with it? What do you think?
Well, my transition, I went cold turkey on mostly everything. And before I started carnivore diet, I stopped drinking alcohol and I stopped drinking soda. I did that before I got on carnivore because I was just realizing, man, this crap is not good for me.
Right.
I didn't even need carnivore to realize, come to that realization.
Yeah.
But although cutting out soda and alcohol, it did not get rid of my back pain, my sleep apnea, or my IBS. So that's why I started the carnivore diet. It wasn't to lose a bunch of weight. That's cool, you know, and it's nice to look good, but man, it who cares what you look like when you feel like crap? You know what I'm saying? When you feel like crap. So I went on the carnivore diet to heal my body, and it was a little tough for one thing. I suppose the cannabis and the ketchup. Cannabis and ketchup, man. Ketchup, man. I had it was built in my paradigm that I needed to have my burger patties with ketchup. You know, it's like if I have French fries, where's my ketchup? I have burgers, where's my ketchup?
Right.
So the first 2 weeks of carnivore, I was dirty as hell, man. I was dirty as hell. I had all sorts of ketchup, man. I just didn't care. I was like, whatever, you know, like this is the only bad thing I'm having. I was like, kiss my ass. But after 2 weeks, I was like, dude, what is wrong with you, dude? Like, get this out of your head, bro. You don't need ketchup.
Yeah.
Put some more butter and some Redmonds on there, and you don't need ketchup. So that was a little tough, but otherwise, it really was quite easy. I ate a lot of the beef, butter, bacon, and eggs already. It's just that I was eating other junk with it. You know, Doritos, Cheetos, ice cream. I had all sorts of other crap with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was. I was still eating a lot of those foods. So to me, it wasn't hard at all to transition. And then it was kind of easy once I got so satisfied and full from these ribeyes and stuff. It was so easy to just, and then I started thinking, so easy to drop the food, like Cheetos and stuff. And now I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, show me a field of naturally growing Cheetos. Like I see cornfields all the time, but I've never seen a Cheeto field.
Never.
No, I mean, maybe you can Photoshop it, but that's about it, But as I said, this ain't real food. This is
Yeah,
crap, man.
AI would help you do that, I guess, if you wanted.
Mhm.
So no keto flu or anything like that?
No,
Oh,
and I
that's
don't even take
awesome.
electrolytes, and I sleep 5 hours a day. I'm starting to become like Rick, a Terminator.
All right. Well, great. So Renee asks, how do you keep William from playing with all your toys in the background?
Oh, that's an easy question. Give me a hard one. I'm up on a different floor of my house. They're on the bottom floor.
All right. So can't get there. Okay.
Right.
Fill us in. Is William one of your kids?
Yep, I have one kid only. I have one son, and his name is William. It's
Okay.
my little right hand man,
All right.
my little mini me.
Very nice. Okay.
He's got
So
his own little cow bucket hat. He doesn't wear it all the time because he's starting to get used to hats. But now he really likes wearing my hats more than his hats. So he's starting to get into hats. And when he's used to wearing his bucket hat, we're gonna take a bunch of matching photos. Me and my dude.
all right. Sounds good. So next question. I heard you say that you nearly died of sleep apnea. So tell us
Yeah.
about that. I've never heard someone say it like that before. Sounds dangerous, you know?
Yeah, it happened once when like in 2016 when I lived in Milwaukee still. I was laying down in the bed and I woke up out of a dead sleep and I just couldn't get my lungs going. And I was walking all over the house, man, and in my I was like I had roommates at the time in Milwaukee and I walked back into my bedroom and I was just freaking out, man. I couldn't breathe. I was just freaking out and I passed out and fell over and I wouldn't say I passed out, but I got faint. Let's say that I was still conscious and I was just losing a lot of
So,
power and I
so you
fell
couldn't
over.
breathe deep
I couldn't
or
breathe at all. Nothing.
man.
Yeah, so I fell over and I'm starting to get air in a little bit. The first time it was bad, but it wasn't as bad as the third time. I had 3 really bad episodes. I'm sure since I had sleep apnea, I'm sure it happened other times where my lungs stopped in the night, but it wasn't bad enough. They probably started again and didn't wake me up.
Right.
And I had 3 times where it woke me up out of a dead sleep. And that first time, I'm laying there on the floor and I just got so pissed off, man, that this was happening to me. I started kicking my drawers, my dresser drawer, and my roommate knocked on the door. He's like, "Bro, you all right?" I was like, F off, man. Just not right now, man. I didn't want nobody's help. I just wanted to focus and stay alive. I was like, I don't need someone distracting me right now. Like, none of the times I called for help because you have to save yourself in that moment, man. Otherwise, you're going to be dead by the time the paramedics get there. So
Yeah.
that's why I never called for help, And the third time, that was the worst one, man. I was living in Thiensville here now where I'm at. I moved out of Milwaukee and I wake up out of a dead sleep and there was no air coming in, Jeff. None, man. None. And yeah,
That's a bad way to wake up. I couldn't imagine that. I
yeah,
mean,
it's scary, man. And it's
back
I
when I had sleep apnea, I did the sleep study test, whatever. The doctor told me I kept stopping breathing during the night, but when they tell you it's like more than once a minute, it's like 10 times a minute or something. Obviously, you're just stopping for like a split second and then you're back to breathing again.
back to
You're talking
breathing.
about like
It
air
was
supply cut off.
no air, and
That'd be a horrible way to wake up.
yeah, I started freaking out. So I put my hands above my head like this because I thought maybe I should try to open my lungs more, And nothing worked, man. And I started freaking out. I'm walking all over the house trying to breathe, and it was the scariest damn thing ever, man. I've been in a lot of situations, man. Okay, but nothing has scared me more than my lungs not working. And
Sure.
I get back to the bath or to the bedroom and I get to the point again where I fall over because I'm not breathing. And then I was like, dude, screw this, like I'm not done yet. So I tried to crawl. So because I didn't know what I was doing, man. I was
Yeah.
just, when you're dying, that's why you see people die in a weird spot, because they're freaking out. And you're like, well, how did they get here? Like, well, they're just panicking, man. You
Right.
just start doing whatever.
Trying to do anything they can. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm on the ground, and I got to my hands and my knees, and I'm trying to crawl out of the bedroom because I went into the bedroom. I'm just pacing. I'm going all over the house, man. I'm freaking out, man. And I crawled back into the kitchen, and I leaned up against the cabinets, on the floor cabinets, the bottom cabinets, and I looked at the clock on the stove, because I thought that was it, man. I was just looking at the clock, and I was like, man, when am I going to die, man? 6:57, 6:58, 6:59, 7 o'clock. I don't know. So, and then this voice came into my head. I don't know where it came from. And to this day, I tell people, man, it wasn't a male voice. It wasn't a female voice. It was just a voice, man. And the voice said that if I didn't try to breathe, I would be done for sure. Like, this was the end of my earthly journey, and I was going to move on. And it didn't scare me, but what it did was it helped me realize that I still had a chance to live. I was still alive. I had given up for a second there, and the voice was like, yo, dude, you're not dead yet, but you're gonna be.
You're gonna be if you don't.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, you're right. But I feel like I'm fucking dead now, man, because I can't breathe. So I mustered up all the strength I had left. I was like, dude, I got to stop moving around the house, man. I have to stay put, and I have to focus on breathing. I'm freaking the shit out. I'm running. I'm wasting energy, man, when I could be focused on getting the lungs going again, because everything is energy, and you got to focus it when you're down. And I went. That's all I could get, Jeff. It was like someone was strangling the shit out of me, man. And sorry for the language, but like, it was the scariest moment of my life, man. And I watched the clock for 20 minutes, and all I did was, man, dude, god damn, I hate that shit, dude. It scared me, man. And I finally started getting a little bit more and a little bit more. And then I was like, holy crap, dude, I almost died. God, man. I mean, you guys got to be grateful for life, man, because you don't know. And it's got nothing to do with age, man. It can come at any time, at any moment. That's why you guys got to be living life out here to the fullest, man. Who cares what people think? You got to stop caring what people think, man, because you could be gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So live life with no regrets. That's ever since that day, that's what I told myself I would do that, man. I would live with no regrets. And that's when I wanted to start the channel and all that stuff, the YouTube channel, and start a family. Okay. What flashed in my mind was, I was like, dude, and I wasn't, when you're dying, you guys will see, we're all going to be there one day. But when you're dying, you're probably not going to be scared of dying, because you're already dying. There's nothing you could do. What I was afraid of was that I had squandered my opportunity at life, Jeff. I was afraid that I squandered my opportunity to be a husband. I was so afraid that I was squandered my opportunity to be a father.
Yeah.
To see more movies, to meet more friends, to listen to more music, all the stuff I love. Like, I had squandered it. Yeah. And I didn't realize what I had, and it scared the shit out of me. And I was like, dude, I told the voice, I was like, well, I ain't done yet. I ain't done yet. And I proved that I ain't done yet, because I'm still here. And the Lord can come take me whenever he wants, but I don't think it's going to be for a while, man.
So great. That I'm glad you made it.
Me too, man.
So thinking back on your story, there's a long gap between when you were talking about that episode and coming that close to death, and you finding carnivore. So you must have found some resolution to your sleep apnea in there.
No, I just got lucky, and it didn't happen again.
Okay. So
I got lucky, man. It was, man, that was like a year. I've been battling with sleep apnea for since 2016. And like I said, out of all those times, I only had 3 times where it tried to kill me. But
Yeah.
3 times is enough, Jeff. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah,
3
I'm
times
sure.
in like what, 5 years, it's just too much, man. It was too
Yeah.
much.
So that didn't really play into, or did it? Did you know that going carnivore would affect your sleep apnea in any way, or
No, but I said, what do I got to lose? Because I ever since 2016 and that first time it happened, every night I went to bed and I wondered if I would ever wake up every single night.
yeah.
And what got worse was I was starting to get depressed and anxiety because I was afraid to go to sleep. Because I knew as long as I was awake, my sleep apnea wasn't going to kill me. There's no way I was going to die. But as soon as I go to bed, all bets are off, man. I'm in God's
Right.
hands, and I didn't know what would happen. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I got even less sleep than I'm getting now. I would just be so afraid to go to bed, man, because I didn't want to die. I didn't want to die.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you shared that. I appreciate you sharing the story. And
And I
Mike,
also share too, I don't mean to cut you off. I
oh,
was dumb and never got the machine, man. That's my problem. I
sure.
never got the machine. I refused to get it. I
Yeah.
actually said the words, I would rather die than use that machine.
Well,
Hey, hey, and guess what? That's what almost happened. So you
yeah.
guys got to be watch what comes out of your slick ass mouth, man.
All right. So Mike asks a question that's right along the same topic.
Mhm.
Is it possible to not know you suffer from it? What are the usual symptoms you feel during sleep or after waking up? I never had it, so I'd like to hear your feelings.
Yeah, I don't mean to scare you guys, but I had no signs. I didn't know at all until it happened the 3 times. Otherwise, every other night, it never woke me up. So I didn't know I had it, man, until that first episode. And then once I knew I had it, I was like, I ain't wearing that damn machine, dude. Because I was like, dude, I'm not freaking old. I'm not
Yeah.
wearing that machine. I'm not broken down and decrepit, but I was broken down. I just
Yeah.
refused to admit it. But maybe refusing, it almost killed me, but I think it built me back up too. So it was a double-edged sword. That attitude almost killed me, but that attitude made me grind for an answer.
So you feel like today it could still happen at any time, or
No.
you feel like things have resolved? Tell us, how do you know that? What
I
makes
can
you
feel it in
feel
my lungs because when I had sleep apnea, when I would lay down at night, I was very wheezy. You could hear like a
okay?
whistle noise when I breathed.
Yeah.
And I I don't I don't know if that was inflammation and there was just no air going through. And then when my lungs would stop, and then everything was just the inflammation didn't help anything either. So I think between inflammation and sleep apnea, it was out to get me. But I knew because there was a wheeziness, a whistle to my
Yeah.
breathing when I would lay down. I could literally hear my lungs make a whistle. And that's how I knew my lungs were bad. And I don't
Right.
have that whistle no more. That whistle's gone.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. Just put years back on your lifespan, right?
Absolutely, man.
All right. So Susie asks a totally different topic. Have you tried any organ meats?
Absolutely not.
You haven't ever tried any?
No, my grandfather, the 93-year-old carnivore, he loves organ meats, but I don't
Okay.
mess with it, man. I don't mess with
Okay.
it.
So I've had liver a few times. I had it when I was a kid. Absolutely hated it. When I was first going carnivore, there was a big focus on you might need to eat organ meats to, get all the nutrients that you need and that kind of thing. And so I got a pack and I've had it a few times. I don't think I even finished the pack. I think I threw it away eventually because the truth is when you do your vitamin tests and stuff like that, and they all come back good, without really eating organ meats consistently, um, you figure like, why am I doing this to myself? Especially when there are other carnivores that have been doing it for 5 or 10 years, and they're like, I never had brains, or I never had heart, or whatever. And it's like, why am I going to put myself through that? So,
Absolutely. And I chewed on my own liver for years drinking alcohol, so I had enough organ meat, man.
all right, you guys are coming up with some good questions. All
Yeah,
right,
keep them Q strange.
what if any health benefits mental health benefits have you experienced since going carnivore?
I just told you guys one of them, less anxiety and fear that every night I go to bed, I'm going to die. I don't
Yeah.
have that fear no more. I don't have that anxiety anymore. I don't think anymore about the sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is gone. The
Yeah.
whistle is gone. Let someone else whistle, man. I don't like whistling no more. And I'm thinking more clearly. I think it's getting better too because I smoked pot every day since I was 16. So I think
Wow.
I've got a lot of THC that's probably still left in me. You know, most people think too. They're like, dude, you got to still be on cannabis because you wearing bacon suits and all sorts of shit, man. And I'm not, man. But if there's probably still some in my body from all the years of doing it, I don't know, maybe. You know, but otherwise I'm starting to think more clearly as things go on, and you know, maybe I've done damage to my brain doing drugs. I don't know, but I'm doing the best I can out here to change my life and turn everything around, and to be a good example for my son and
Yeah.
and other people.
In meeting wellness, I'll just say for myself, it's kind of a combination of more optimism and energy, and being more at peace. So I find for myself, like a lot of carnivores kind of report, I'm able to handle change in my life better. I'm able to adapt better. I have more confidence. It's hard to put your finger on like one word that describes it, but it makes you more at peace with who you are and yourself. I, I think in some small way, just the people who are weird enough to say, you know what, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to change my life and be the weird guy who only eats meat. You kind of flip a switch and say, you know what, I'm okay with me. And if you're not, I'm okay with you not being okay with me. I don't need you in my life.
It's
Or,
like a rock star attitude. What makes people like rock stars? It's because they don't care what people think about them. That truly they don't. So
yeah.
I feel like a lot of carnivores have a natural rock star attitude, and they need to embrace it more and not be a jerk, like that. I'm just saying, just be too cool for school, man. What makes us a character in life is making individual little tiny decisions. And what I mean by that is like, I like to wear bucket hats and I like the cow print because I'm from Wisconsin, and then I decided to put my patch on there. Like all that stuff makes me unique because I made these tiny little decisions. And that's all you need to do is just embrace who you are and the little tiny stuff that you like. And then eventually you'll find that you're just having so much fun. You're gaining all sorts of experience in life because you've now developed into your own spirit so much better, your character.
I like it. So we got an interesting idea here. I want to make sure you see it, JT. So it says, I think you should do a series of videos on how to get rid of junk food inventively. So I think that's keying off your idea of dumping the alcohol down the drain.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm all, hey, trust me, I've
maybe
always
you
been
need
an
to like
ideas guy.
explode some Cheetos or something, or
Yeah, I'm all
heat
for
up
it, and
some.
they get so mad because they're like, dude, there's kids who can't eat no food and drink no water. I was like, dude, soda's not food nor water. It's junk, my guy.
It's
And I
fake.
tell people, okay, if I was in some country and there was some kid dying of thirst and all I had was a Pepsi, of course I wouldn't be heartless and not give it I'd give him the Pepsi. But if I've got an option to tell people, hey man, I think you should drink the water instead. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're not gonna get me to tell people to drink soda.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right. Carnivore says, how's it going feeding your pups carnivore?
Not well. They're getting the shits and shitting all over the house. I'm just being honest, man. I bought this stuff called Spot Shot, man. It helps us, and we got the carpet cleaner going nonstop, man. So we've had to dial it back from full carnivore to they get half the dry food that they got and half carnivore, and there's less diarrhea all over the house, man. And then they're wiping their ass with streaks, scooting, all over the carpet. So
Oh man.
you guys
Well,
asked, and I'm answering. You guys,
yeah,
I'll answer
you
anything you want, man.
you asked for the weird questions. There
I
we
love
go.
it. Yeah, yeah, I love it.
You're getting weird answers too, folks.
I'm a weird guy, man.
So I have a little dog too. I have a little Shih Tzu or mini Shih Tzu,
Mhm.
and yeah, at the idea that, you know, animals should be carnivore too, I thought I'm going to start sneaking them a little bit of, you know, ground beef, a little
Don't
piece
sneak them
of
too much, though,
bacon.
Jeff.
Do I now?
Don't sneak them too much.
No, no, no. It was like instant, like you're saying, diarrhea all over the
Oh, your
place.
dog got diarrhea too?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like within the hour, and it went on for like multiple times over multiple days from one little. And I thought, no, if I'm ever gonna have a pet do it, I'm gonna have to start them when they're born, you know, so that they don't get used to eating the fake
We're doing
stuff.
the half and half now, and
Yeah.
it'll go a lot better.
All right. So on that similar topic, how about your family? Does your family follow the carnivore way of life?
Yeah, we're a carnivore family. My son, once in a while, he'll have something that's not carnivore. As much as I don't like the stuff, and we're buying less and less of it, you know, like we totally took him off the veggie packs because they would just destroy his skin when he would poop it out. Like he had butt rash for like 5-6 days, almost a week, man. And now he's on carnivore. I haven't seen a rash since, man.
Okay.
So less diaper cream, you know, and then it hurt him, you know, like all that they buy these little veggie packs that you can screw the plastic top off and the kids suck it out.
It down.
Yeah, and that stuff will give your child terrible diarrhea, and all that stuff in the veggies is going to irritate their skin on their ass, and it gets so raw. And I felt bad for him. He was crying, and I was like, dude, we can't do this to this kid, man, because people think you need veggies, man.
Yeah.
So maybe the only stuff he doesn't get that's non-carnivore is like a little granola bar and some Oreos. That's about the only two things he gets right now. He likes Oreos.
Every kid needs an Oreo once in a while.
Hey, right? I've had a bunch of them in my life, man. I've even I made an invention. You know, this is something people don't know. I made an Oreo invention and I emailed the company. I did get a response back, but they said, no, thank you. We're gonna pass big time. So they even thought I was weird.
You sent an invention to Nabisco, I guess.
Yeah. It was basically just a spoon that I had in my house, and I took the spoon and I bent it the scooper part up, and I bent the top part down, so that way it would sit right in the cup, and I put my Oreo in there, it never fall to the bottom. And then when I wanted it, I took it up and then just put it in my mouth, and it was so soaked with milk, and I never lost an Oreo. I said, this is $1 million idea. And you guys can go ahead and take it, man. Send it to Nabisco. They're going to call you batshit crazy too. But I sent it to them, and they were like, no, we're going to pass. I was like, screw you guys. This is a good invention. Like, we got to save the Oreos, man. And I bet you the more you that go fall to the bottom and you try to get and it's all broken apart now, they're like, yes, they're buying another pack. So they saw my invention. They're like, man, this is going to cut back on Oreo sales, man. I don't know. But I thought it was a good. And I actually, if you guys go on my channel or type in Poco Moonshine on YouTube, type in Poco Moonshine Family Oreo, you're going to see the shorts I used. And I'm telling you, man, they almost went viral. I had like a couple 100,000 views. People just freaked out. They're like, why would you ruin a spoon? Like, and one dude was like, why would you do that to your mom's spoon? I was like, my mom's spoon? I was like, I live on my own. I'm a grown-ass man. This is my spoon. If I want to bend a spoon, I'm bending a spoon.
It's a spoon. Get over it.
That's funny. Man, there's nothing I can do on the internet that does not piss people off, Jeff.
So if you are not following JT, make sure that you go down in the description, find the link to his channel, go follow him. And yeah, he's got all kinds of surprises for you.
Yeah, I've got like over 1,700 videos, so have fun.
All right, Renee asks, how is Anna doing?
She's doing good. She's downstairs with William right now. And I think it's 7:00. She's watching The Golden Bachelor.
Oh boy.
Now they letting old dudes on The Bachelor. It's called The Golden Bachelor for like senior citizens and stuff.
I saw that. I was wondering, how is that going to play with the regular demographic that obsesses over that show? I don't know.
Hey, my wife seems to enjoy it, so I never get to watch The Bachelor. You guys don't know something about me. I like to watch The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Now, when the guys The Bachelor show, I can never pick the winner because guys think with something that's not their brain. They think with a different head. And I never know what that head's thinking, where they're going to lean. But the women, the Bachelorette, um, women are a lot more sound thinkers. Okay, they like rocks. They like a guy that they can go to when they need him, and he's not going to chase them all over the place. They gives them space. You know, a rock. You come back to it, and he's there. He's doing his thing. He's in this or that, and you know what he's doing. Well, I can usually tell who the rock is out of the guys, you know, and the girl. 9 times out of 10, I'm right, Jeff. The girl will go towards that guy. So I usually can pick who the Bachelorette is going to pick, you know, as far as a guy, because most guys are duds. I hate to say it, but a lot of guys are very needy. Well, I'm just being honest, man. A lot of guys, they chase girls too much, and they literally, like, when you chase somebody, the fight or flight response kicks in. And I wish fellas would learn that. Like, stop chasing them. I'm not saying don't pursue. Obviously, make your move. If she's not into it, leave it alone. But don't keep, some guys are pushy. They're like, but I can usually tell, like, which ones are the duds on the show, the real pushy ones, the thirsty ones. And when you're thirsty, the ladies are just gonna let you stay thirsty, man. They're not. But it's when you just got your cup sitting there, and you're just doing your thing, and you notice you're like, oh wow, this thing's full as hell today. The girls walk by, they're like, oh, he deserves some water. So I can usually tell who the duds are, and it's one of my favorite shows to watch. So Anna's downstairs watching The Golden Bachelor.
Oh, boy. Wow. I never would have expected that's what we were going to talk about tonight.
Hey man, you guys want to learn about me? You're getting to learn.
You never
Just
know
keep
what
asking
you're going to
few
get.
strange questions, man.
All right. So a little more predictable question. Susie asks, how often do you usually eat in a day, and have you tried fasting?
I hate fasting. Absolutely hate it.
You tried it?
I do it. I do it. Some days I eat nothing. Some days I eat one meal a day, and then there's other days I say I don't give a shit. I'm eating whatever I want, whenever I want. No, really, because now that I'm losing my body fat, I am hungry all of the time.
Okay, yeah,
all of the time. So if I gave into that hunger all the time, I would be eating all of the time. I swear, I'm always hungry. So
yeah.
now I try to. Lately, this week I've been doing one meal a day, where I eat like a whole crap load of eggs and bacon and whatever I want all in one sitting, and then I'm done till the next day. At the same time that next day, or a little bit later in the night, I'll wait even longer, and then I'll do the same thing again. Just go crazy and eat as much as I want. So
Yeah. The key is when you do that to really fill up, because you don't want to get that. You're about to go to bed and you start getting that, like, oh, I hadn't eaten enough, and now I'm gotta decide, am I going to eat again, or whatever. But yeah, it's hard.
I do fasting. I don't like it though.
Yeah,
it annoys the hell out of me.
And I really try to focus, Susie, if you're wondering with me, I really try to focus on my hunger signals. If I wake up first thing in the morning, I'm truly hungry. That's great. And I'll eat maybe an hour later when I know it wasn't going away. It was real hunger. But on other days, I may not be hungry till lunchtime. And some days I'm not hungry till 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And you know what? I'm going to eat at 6. So it just depends on once you learn your hunger signals, because I don't know about you, JT, but it took me months of being on carnivore before I really understood how to tell when I was really hungry. Because it's just, we've lived with cravings for decades. And those
and then also cravings, and also you got to eat at breakfast, noon, and dinner.
Right.
You also grew up with that
ritual
mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. So it took months for me to really cue into the different hunger signals. I actually have a video on my channel where I talk about getting headaches sometimes is actually your body is hungry and you just haven't realized it yet because you haven't got any cravings.
I do not get headaches when I'm hungry. I used to get a bunch of headaches when I drank a lot of soda and alcohol, and when I smoked the cannabis. But ever since I quit doing all that stuff, I get zero headaches, man.
Yeah.
So
there's a few other signs. Sometimes you'll get shaky or dizzy, lightheaded kind of thing, or you might get where you feel like tired or lethargic at a time when you shouldn't be. And so those can be different ways that your body's telling you, dude, it's time to eat. You
Mhm.
haven't given me any fuel, but you'll learn over time, the way your body tries to tell you. All
Absolutely.
right. All right. Carnivore asks, do you have a favorite tattoo?
Well, a couple of them I can't show you. Um, I have a
This is
I have
not
a
that kind of show.
yeah, I have a really big one on my back. Like my whole back is tatted. But this is probably like my favorite. Can I get it in there? Can you guys see it?
Okay.
It's an
Yeah.
ice cream clown.
Very cool.
And that one, that I got that when I was depressed, man. That represented that time period in my life where I was entertaining people, and I felt like they were having more fun and I wasn't. I felt like I was melting on the inside. I really did. And
Mm,
I don't get that covered up. I don't get any of my tats removed because it was a moment in my life, man. It was a time period, and now I'm in a time period where I'm all done with tattoos. I'm not getting any more. I
yeah.
don't want any more. I'm just I don't know. I used to get them and now I don't. But otherwise, the one on my back is a really big cross, but it's I had my buddy draw out a tree that was shaped like a cross, like an actual
Okay.
natural tree with branches and stuff, man. And then out of the bark, Jesus is coming out of the bark. So it's very detailed tattoo with Jesus literally like, coming out of the bark.
Very cool.
Yeah, most people don't know that. They give me crap all the time. They're like, dude, you're like, because I swear once in a while, they're like, dude, you're going to hell. And they don't like my coach, Bob Proctor. They're
Man,
like,
people
they
say
told
all
me,
kinds of things to you.
yeah, no, they told me because I listened to Bob Proctor. He was a misguided person and he's in hell too. And I was like, dude, listen, the guy dedicated his life to teaching people about God, the Bible, and God's natural laws that he gave us. There's other ones besides gravity, man. And if that's upsets people that the guy dedicated his life to teaching people about God's laws in the Bible, I mean, and these people don't even know what they're talking about because if they ever signed up for one of his classes, they would know he's a Christian. But they just talk out of their ass, man, because when they're on YouTube and they type in Bob Proctor, he does like to talk about money because money's just energy. It just is. It's made from trees, from paper. God made trees. So if you don't like money, you should talk to the big man upstairs. You know what I'm saying? But there's nothing wrong with money. Money feeds my son. It's the love
Yeah,
of money that's
right,
evil, not
right.
money itself.
It's what it does to us and what we do with it and that kind of thing.
My
Absolutely.
coach would say money's a magnifier. So it's just
Yeah.
going to make you more of what you are. He said, if you're an asshole, you're going to be a bigger asshole. But if you're a nice person, you're going to be more of a nice person. You're going to have more nice things, like who doesn't want to be rich, man? So I wish I had the money, man, that I could just carry a big ass check and say, here's the documentary movie.
Just
You know what
pay
I'm
for
saying?
it. Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
wrong with that? How is that evil? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I get flack about everything, man.
So I wanted to show this comment from Susie. She asks, Rick, does eating liver raw affect the taste any? I tried raw beef heart and it was okay. I gotta say, folks that'll do raw organs, respect. I don't see how that's a mental leap I could never do. I could see myself someday doing like raw ground beef if it was really really fresh.
My
I
buddy
knew
would eat it by the pound
I
raw,
knew where
man.
it came from, but like raw liver or raw heart, well, Susie, you're you got a strong game there.
Yeah, I wouldn't cross her in a dark alley, that's for sure.
All right. Let's see here. I want to make sure we do get to all the questions that you guys have asked.
Keep them strange.
Uh,
I'm here, man.
all right. I'm skipping a lot of the comments. I'm sure some of them are great. Carnivore, have you noticed any other positive changes in William besides the diaper rash?
Um, he wasn't really having other problems besides the diaper rash. He's a normal kid, and once in a while he'll throw a tantrum or something. And tantrums happened on the old diet, and they happened on the new diet.
Yeah.
I wish I
Yeah.
could say he's like a total little angel now, but like he's still a kid. But otherwise, other than diaper rash, oh, he had a lot of actually. I'll take that back. Diaper rash, and he had like some eczema or
Eczema.
something,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much gone now. So we rarely have to treat that at all now.
Okay.
So yeah, he eczema and diaper rash.
All right. And Renee asks, what are the rings on your necklace?
Oh, that's a good question. They actually say things. This one says dream. This one says my son's name, William.
Okay.
This one says faith. This one says wisdom. This one says family. And then the last one says believe. A
Holy
lot of,
smokes.
people
You got
don't
a
know.
lot
I
on
wear
there.
that every day, man. I wear it with me. Those things mean the most to me, man. And people can come on here and they think you know everything about you, but they really don't know nothing.
Well, Renee wants to find out. So that's
That's
great.
a great question. That's how you get to know someone. Yeah. So a lot of most people just think they're just rings, but they actually have words engraved on them.
Well, I really appreciate folks like Renee asking the questions. One of the things I love about interviewing folks on the carnivore diet that are on YouTube is I can watch their videos and I can try and think of what are the things that I would want to ask or I could see other people wanting to hear about from this particular person because we tell parts of our story, we tell parts of our lives, but we don't know what everybody else would want to know. So in this case, I wouldn't have thought of that question, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a great question.
So she also asks about Grandpa Lee. How's he doing, and what if any difference in him have you noticed?
He went from carnivore to keto now, and he says he's feeling a little bit better on keto. And he says though between carnivore and keto, he's got a lot more energy. So he's been coming to a lot more family parties. He was just he was just at the house today earlier. He's got his nice blue jean jacket on. He's looking good, and I mean
I,
he's living the dream, folks, and he's a tough guy. He's lost his wife for 65 years and he's on his own now, and he's still keeping a positive attitude. He hasn't given up, and he wants to have cell phones and Hulu and a convertible, and he wants to do all that stuff.
awesome.
Yeah, so he's
Remind
doing
me, did
awesome,
you
man.
say 93?
93, and he
Yeah.
wants to do. He's on a smartphone. He doesn't watch regular TV. He's got the Hulu app and knows how to use it. Like he's
Wow,
not your average 93-year-old dude,
that's
man.
awesome.
Yeah, I watch a lot of pay-per-views with him and stuff, like the wrestling. He loves watching the fights. He grew up on wrestling, like the Von Erichs and stuff, Gorilla Monsoon, a lot of the old school guys.
Okay. All right. So Susie has a Halloween question for us. Have you ever experienced ghosts or anything paranormal? Would you react differently to scary stuff now that you're on carnivore?
I grew up in a house that was haunted. The chairs would move, the
Okay.
cabinets would open, the doors would open and slam. I would see apparitions, like figures, walk through the house. My sister would see things in the mirror. I never saw anything in the mirror, but a couple times she would just scream like she was being murdered, man. And she said she would, she saw the scariest things in the mirror. Um,
Mm.
when I started making beats, getting into hip hop and stuff when I was at my parents' house still, and I would I would hear it so loud it would be like this little kid running up and down the steps, and I had my door or my seat, my lazy boy chair close enough, and I'd look out the door. I'm like, what the hell? And it was funny. One day I looked out, my mom opened up her door across from the hallway, and she's like, was that you? I was like, I thought that was you. And my mom would have to walk through the house with the Bible, and she would have to walk with the sage, and she would read Bible passages and put the sage around the house and stuff. So I never, the ghosts never scared me. Now
Really?
this only one time, and I don't know what the hell it was, Jeff. But you ever hear about sleep paralysis?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's linked to the spiritual stuff, but like one night I woke up and I felt like this pressure over my body, and this creepy ass voice um was saying something, and I couldn't tell what it was. It sounded creepy, but then a second voice came in and said, just keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. You'll be okay. Well, I didn't know what was going on. I could feel coldness above me and this pressure. So I pulled up the blankets over my face like that's going to help. But I got so scared I passed out, right? And in the
Oh,
morning, this is how I know it wasn't sleep paralysis. Okay. You guys want to know? I woke up in the morning. I had 3 things on in that room that were plugged in. I had my TV on so I could fall asleep. It was in the summer, and I had the fan on high so I could sleep because it was hot. And I had my alarm clock plugged in. Now, when I woke up, the red light for the TV being on, it was on, but the TV wasn't showing anything. It was just black. My alarm clock, you guys have had alarm clocks or like kitchen ovens. When the power goes out and comes back on, it blinks.
Yeah.
It blinks because it's plugged in. My alarm clock was plugged in. There was nothing on the screen. My fan was on high, plugged in, and it wasn't moving. And I was like, what the hell? So I pushed the TV button. So I turned it off and I hit it again. It came on normal. I was like, okay. I took my fan, put it to the off, and then put it back on high. My alarm clock, unplugged it, plug it back in, starts blinking. Now, if I had sleep paralysis and that wasn't a ghost or a demon or something, how would all my electronics shut off? And I either had 2 theories. I lived on the top floor. We had a balcony with a door. And I hear people talk, not saying an alien vis me, but sometimes they say that they mess with electronics. So I was like, either it was like some sort of alien type thing or it was ghost. I'm assuming it was ghost because my whole house, like I said, the chairs, and my parents went up north Wisconsin and they bought custom made furniture, like heavy, thick, like 150-pound bench chairs for like a long food table. And they would slide across the floor. So, I mean, that was the scariest time I ever got was whatever that was above me that night. And I thought I was just tripping. I thought maybe that was a dream that felt really real. But then my electronics being off scared me even more because I was like, holy crap, something was in here last night and and if you guys watch paranormal stuff, they like to drain batteries and electricity so that way they gain more power. So I'm assuming that whatever that was came in and sucked the juice right out of all 3 electronics I had. And that's how it was so strong at me. It was the strongest thing I ever felt in the house. And that's whatever it was too, one time I was with my sister, my parents were gone. Something walked right up the steps, just like my dad walks. It was mocking us. Like it mimicked my dad. It had the same. It gives me goosebumps to this day, man. I'm getting goosebumps here. It walked just like my dad, the same steps, and then all of a sudden the basement door opens, and I was like, "Holy crap!" I'm getting goosebumps just telling this, man. And I looked at my sister. I was like, "Dude, Dad's gone, right?" She's like, "They're both gone." And all of a sudden, wham! The door slams shut. I was like, "Okay." I told my sister, I was like, "I'm the man of the house," even though she's older than me by 2 years. I said, "Listen, I'm the man of the house. If I let you go check that out and there's someone broke in through the basement and you get hurt, I'm never going to hear the end of it from my dad." So I said, I would rather die so I don't have to hear my dad bitch about my sister dying. So I said, you stay here. I opened the door. I went downstairs because I thought maybe we were living in Milwaukee at the time. I thought maybe someone broke in through one of the basement windows and was coming up. Nothing, man. No broken windows, nothing. Whatever it was just trying to scare the shit out of us. And it did.
It worked.
But I don't get scared of that stuff now. If I start a second channel, I'm going to do a paranormal channel for you guys. And I'm going to stay a night by myself in these haunted places. And
really?
Yeah. And I'm going to see if the piss runs down my leg or not. We'll see.
You think it'd be more fun than scary?
Yeah. That's why I don't really want no one to come with me because it adds that fear element. And I got to have some. Otherwise, if I take a friend, it's just going to be all fun and games.
Oh, okay.
But also too, I want to do it because I grew up with that stuff. Like I never did a Ouija board or anything weird like that. Yeah. I never did a seance. The stuff was just there. Like the doors would just fly open and shut. Like it was there. I never pursued it. So that's how I knew that even if you don't do Ouija boards and stuff like that, that stuff can still be around somehow in the environment. So since I know that it does exist, it just is a curiosity to me. Some people take it farther on their paranormal channels and do Ouija boards. I wouldn't do none of that. I would just go to a place where it's already happening. I had nothing to do with it. And I just want to show you guys a good time and watch, the doors fly open and stuff fly off the shelf. And I'll camp there the night and maybe I'll leave at about 8 a.m. lock myself in there.
Well, it'd be interesting to see. Yeah, I've never had any experience like that. Never had any paranormal, any alien, any ghosts, anything like that. So I find them interesting.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've never seen an alien, that's for sure. I've seen a couple. We've seen the coolest UFO I've seen was a white donut with my wife, and we saw it. I filmed it. It went over the house in the neighborhood, and when you zoom in on the camera, it's a white donut with no middle. How does a donut fly, Jeff?
yeah, I don't know.
And then we saw it a second time, and I filmed it, right? And I said, "Holy crap, babe, that's that donut thing again." And she said, "Well, do you still have the other video?" Jeff, I went back on my, because when you take a video on an iPhone, there's a
Mhm.
timestamp.
Sure.
It dates it and times it. Um, it happened 1 day short of a year.
Okay.
It was almost exactly a year to the date. It was 1 day short, and it was literally 20 minutes off from the time of the other video. So 20 minutes, a day and 20 minutes. It would have been like an anniversary
Year.
flyby.
Wow.
So I don't know what that was, and I will tell you
What
guys,
does that mean?
I've done a couple CE5 contacts, which is close encounters of the fifth kind, and that's where you just thoughts. My coach taught me that thoughts are everywhere at all times. That's why it says in the Bible that before you spoke, I heard you, because your thoughts are everywhere at all times, instantly. It's faster than speed of light. So I just applied that technique with extraterrestrials if they're out there. Now, I listen, before I sound too crazy on you guys, we already have technology that there's a lamp coming out. If you're 20 feet from this lamp and whatever color you think of, this lamp turns that color. So if you think
Crazy.
purple, the lamp turns purple. Now, that's mind-based technology, okay? Now, my thought process was that if there's extraterrestrials visiting this planet, we don't know how to go to certain planets that far away, okay?
Right.
Well, they've obviously got an edge on us as far as technology, whoever this is. So they've already, in my mind, have thought-based technology that's probably better than ours. So I won't even speak out loud. I just look up in the sky and I cast my intentions, and you don't demand a UFO to show up. You invite them, man, because they're smarter than you. So you have to show some level of respect. Even to the ghost, man, you're supposed to introduce yourself. Otherwise, you get bad reactions. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So that's what a CE5 contact is. It's a close encounter of the fifth kind, and you initiate it with your thoughts.
crazy. I've never heard that kind of stuff before. So, uh,
Yeah, well, when you've got lamps, 20 years from now that you can change colors with your mind, you're gonna be like, dude, that guy was right.
yeah. Well, you said we have it now, though, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to look into that. I want to see it.
yeah. And imagine when they keep working on the technology and we're just getting it. So you're
Right.
telling me somebody's more advanced than us, but they don't
Sure.
have thought-based technology, but we do, and they're supposed to be more advanced than us? That don't make no sense. So
Right.
they're already listening, man, in my opinion.
Well, they can listen to us talk about the carnivore diet.
Absolutely, and honestly, I think they are. That's why you see them suck up all the cows. No, I mean seriously, I think aliens are carnivores, dog, because when they don't suck up cars, they don't suck up bikes, they suck up cows, man. And I don't blame them. There's some damn good ribeyes out there.
All right. So if you're on live with us, you have a few more minutes. We'll take a few more questions. Go ahead and get them in the chat now if you'd
Let's
like to
go.
share them. If you are watching us on replay, go ahead and put your questions in the comments. I will make sure JT sees them, and we'll try and get you your answers if you're watching on replay too. Okay.
Yeah, we can always do a part 2 with the ones you guys don't think of, or the ones you guys are thinking of on the replay here.
Yeah. How have the people in your life reacted to your change through carnivore? What do you think?
At uh, first they didn't, they thought, I'm trust me, you guys think I'm crazy. My family knows I'm crazy, okay?
They
So
know you're crazy.
yeah, they know they couldn't tell me to not smoke pot. They know they couldn't tell me to not do the music business. When I want to do something, I do it, man. And I think they're used to that, but they still think I'm crazy. But they still aren't a fan of carnivore. They think it's crazy, but they're more open to keto, and they're still eating some junk, but they're trying to cut out the carbs. So I'm not sounding as crazy as I guess I thought I did. So maybe they're starting to get just as crazy as I am. But
you're,
it's getting there. But
you're,
most of my family doesn't give a crap though. So
you're infecting them a little with
I mean, I
a
guess
little craziness.
you can lead these horses to water, but you ain't gonna make them drink. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always interested to see how people will react. It seems like the longer I've done it, the less people react, and or the least strongly, or
mhm.
strongly. I don't know if that's just because it's becoming more and more common around, around the country, around the world, that people have heard of it and seen it and that kind of thing. Um, or maybe I just care less about what they say, and it doesn't seem like a big reaction to me. I don't
Right.
know. All right. Renee asked, did you get a chance to watch the Danica Patrick video about UFOs?
No, I didn't. Not yet. It's on my list. Trust me, and I'm glad you reminded me. But no, I've been watching. I just been watching what our government's talking about lately, and I don't trust a damn thing they're saying. But they're starting to put out certain things, and like they've got a new video. I don't know. It's going around with these two doctors working on this alien that leaked out. A VHS leaked out from 1996 or 91. I'm sorry. And the guy did his research and he took it to the New York Times, and he found the two doctors who were in the video. One of them's dead, but one of them's still practicing now. And they were working for the military VA, and in 1991, and he's got all the details and all of it. So it's gonna be in the next government hearing here in our country. And then I watched recently, Mexico brought out these little tiny ass dudes. These little guys, man, these little guys. Mexico brought out a couple aliens, and I'm just seeing what's going on with that because they're doing X-rays and all sorts of autopsies on these guys and trying to see what's up with it, if it's real, if it's fake, or
You're saying they're alive?
no, they're like fossilized little dudes.
Oh, okay.
Here,
Okay.
can I share my screen with you guys? Let me
Sure.
see.
Can you?
Let me see if I find one of these little dudes here. Just take a second here. Oh, here's one of the little dudes. Here, I'll share my screen here. Share screen. Boom. This little guy right here. See him getting X-rayed? They're
You're
putting him
talking
in like a. Can you
about
see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what's going on in Mexico. I don't have the video pulled up of the one from our country, but this is the one that Mexico's talking about. They're like they're fossilized. They're really old, and they found I think 14 of them in Peru or something.
Huh.
And they're trying to see what's going on. They're doing X-rays, as you can tell, all sorts of stuff, and I just find it interesting, And I'm assuming the one that we've got was a lot bigger. Very interesting. So I'm just looking forward to see what's coming out, because ever since my grandfather was born, they've been lying about UFOs. They
Yeah.
said for years they didn't exist, and now they say, well, they exist and we're studying them. Give us more money. Which one is it, man? Which one is it? Do they exist or don't they, man? Come on. So if you believe them when they didn't and believe them now, I don't believe them either way. I want to see proof. I'm
Yeah.
a proof guy.
Yeah. I don't
know I
believe
saw a flying white donut. I've never seen an alien, but I've seen a flying white donut twice. That's for sure.
I don't believe most of what they tell us. I feel like they're either leaving stuff out or misdirecting and making things up.
Canada says
So,
they've got one or two as well. So just stay. I think we're living in some times, you guys. And honestly, do you think we're the best that God could do? And then just one real quick thing, like when you look at all the stars out there, those are suns.
Yeah.
Just like we have a sun, those are suns. And they say the average sun has 5 to 6 planets around it. So you're going to tell me that God made all these fish tanks and he only put fish in one fish tank? Seems a little odd. Seems a little odd, man. If I had a fish store and I bought 200 fish tanks and I only put goldfish in one, and you came into my store, you'd be like, what? Did you just not finish? Nope. It's all done. What are
Right.
you talking about, man? Like, there's got to be other life out there, you know. And I think we're really snooty if we think we're the only ones,
Yeah.
you know. In my opinion, then we're thinking, well, God, there's no way he could have done better than us. Really, man? Really, man? You see these planets, we're shooting each other. You know, really, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we argue over everything. I don't even watch the news, man. So, I mean, we're definitely not the best God could do. That's for sure.
Well, and it seems like such a waste of space and creation and
But
everything,
yeah, I mean, there'd be nothing there.
opportunity, unless the only way it would make sense if there were no aliens would be if we were going to go explore and populate those things, which of course
Then
may
we're the
happen
aliens.
may happen if we don't destroy ourselves eventually, but yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, eventually we're gonna go to someone else's planet and they're gonna see our stuff, and then our ship is gonna be the UFO to them. I
That's
saw a
right.
cute little cartoon. It was two aliens ducked behind a rock, and they're like, and they saw our rover, and they're like, oh, they're like, I just saw a UFO. So the shoe's gonna be on the other foot when we start getting out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, JT, we've been going over an hour. I think we should probably wind it down. I've enjoyed it. I didn't expect about half of the questions. Made it fun. The last thing I wanted to ask you is for anyone who wants to follow you, we know about your channel. That's going to be in the description. If you guys want to go follow JT on his YouTube, where else might people connect with you or follow what you're doing and keep in touch with you?
Well, besides using your powerful mind to send me those signals, you can go on Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you Generation Xers or Zers want to call it, and then Facebook and YouTube. But I prefer the YouTube because I don't really use those other apps as much because my goal is to get 100,000 YouTube subscribers. So that's basically where my main focus is. Like, I check those other apps maybe once every 2 weeks, and I will follow you guys back when I get on there. But I'm don't expect it to happen right away because I'm not on those apps every day. But if you message me on YouTube, you're probably going to get a lot quicker response, or my email. You guys, if you got something going on, pocomoonshinefamily@gmail.com. I'm here for you guys.
All right. Well, thanks so much, JT. I enjoyed putting you in the hot seat a little bit. I think everybody who logged in and asked questions did a better job of provoking the strange questions and strange answers out of you.
You guys should have asked me what I don't like about the carnivore diet.
Oh, what don't you like, JT? We got time.
Oh, you got one for? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys. One thing I really dislike about the carnivore diet is my ass hurts all the time. I lost my ass. I have no ass anymore. And if you guys want to know, I'm sitting on a Packers bear right now, this flat thing, because my ass hurts.
You're saying because you got no extra padding back there?
I lost it all, and I sit on my tailbone all day long. All day long, Jeff.
I've never heard anyone say that. Wow.
That's one of the things I dislike about carnivore. Other thing I dislike about carnivore diet is I have to buy so much dental floss now. But
Yeah.
it's a double-edged sword. Like, I have cleaner teeth than ever, but I am always flossing my teeth, Jeff.
Yeah, I do the little picks, right? The flossers. Yeah, I go through them like crazy. I got them here in my office. I got them at home. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And I'm going to be doing a video on the 3 things I don't like. So I'm going to save the third thing for the video. But I gave you guys 2 of them.
He gave you 2. You got to watch him for the third one.
Yeah, it's a little teaser, you guys. I got a video coming out. 3 things I don't like about the carnivore diet. And no, it's not clickbait. And I just wanted to mention this before we go. Unfortunately, man, there are a lot of people in the carnivore scene doing the clickbait thing, man. And from my heart of hearts, man, you guys know who you are. I'm not going to name names. But if you guys are clickbaiting people, man, that does not help our community. We've got enough things going on. We've got enough people who think down on us. And then if you make a thumbnail that makes it look like you're having a heart attack, and most of these people, I would say that because they put their graphs up. They got these graphs that they just manipulated, made a fake, blood chart thing, and then it looks like you're going to have a heart attack. Like, guys, we have enough problems, man. It's an uphill battle. We've got to make a documentary. Our families think we're crazy. Vegans are against us. We don't need the clickbait, y'all. And if you,
Yeah.
I'm saddened in my heart, man, that people think that the views are more important than the image of the community. And because what good is selling your soul to the devil, man? You know what I'm saying? If you're going to sell out the community, and for people looking in that are interested about the diet, then they see those nonsense thumbnails. It turns them off. It scares. It solidifies their fears that they might have had that aren't true about the carnivore diet. And we've got this uphill battle of people trying to tell us, well, you're going to have a heart attack. You're going to, and then we have carnivores making thumbnails and putting in fake blood chart graphs. It's sad, man. It's sad.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I wanted to mention, man. It disappoints the hell out of me, man.
Well, I'm glad you said it. I really don't see that. But the community has grown so much that there's a lot of content that I don't see. So
I'm not naming names, man. Those people know who they are. I don't. You guys, I'll make a promise to you guys. I'll never clickbait you guys on anything, and I don't care about the views. It's not about the views. It's about this experience of life, man. And I don't take it for granted. And I'm not gonna. I'm here to bring this community up the best I can. I want to help share stories. I want to help share real stories, real results people are getting. And it does not help, man, when we're making clickbait thumbnails. So please, guys, man, stop it, man.
All right, that's your appeal to the other creators
Hey,
out
for
there.
what it's worth, man, no one
Yeah.
listens to me anyways, and
Yeah.
they bitch in my comments. So for what it's worth, folks, I love you guys. Tiger Gang, I love you guys.
Oh, that's the one question I forgot. I must have skipped past it. Explain Tiger Gang real quick for us. Why do you call them Tiger Gang?
Well, I was thinking about one day about going after goals, you know, because my coach taught me that when you're going after a big goal, it's going to scare the hell out of you. And he said, if you're going after a goal that doesn't scare you, you didn't make the goal big enough.
Okay.
The goal should be so big that you don't even know, can't even process how it would even come true.
Okay.
And it kind of makes you nervous. Now, when you get nervous, now I bet you if I put you in a cage with a tiger and told you to walk up and pet him, you're probably going to have a little shaky legs. You're going to have some butterflies in your stomach. You know, you're going to be a little nervous, right? Well, you want to embrace that nervousness, man. And I'm telling you, it metaphorically, man, when you walk up to your goal, your tiger, it's a terror barrier that you guys hit. And that's a wall you guys hit. A terror barrier is a wall. And the good thing about hitting a terror barrier is on the other side, it's something good. So the cave you're most afraid to enter holds the treasure you seek. So when you go up to this tiger, you're going to be nervous. You're going to be shaking. I don't know how this is going to go. Is this going to kill me doing this? But you know what, man? When you embrace your fear and you embrace your inner tiger, that tiger ain't going to eat you because it recognizes that you're a tiger too, man. And if anything, I know you're not a real tiger, but that tiger is going to respect you. And you get to ride that tiger. And that tiger is your goal. That's your goal. My 100,000 subscribers, I'm riding the tiger, man. I quit my job. I'm riding the tiger, dude. And is no looking back. I was scared to quit my job, man.
Yeah.
You know, and do YouTube. I was scared, dude. But that's how I knew I should do it. That's the terror barrier. I said, dude, all right. So if something doesn't scare me, I really don't consider it a big goal. So riding the tiger comes from my coach of just explaining to me that going after big goals makes you nervous. And I wanted to take it a step farther and put a metaphor to it for people. So I put a video on my channel. They can look it up. It's called Riding the Tiger. And I think we should all ride the tiger, man. And you're going to have the time of your life because you don't want to die with regrets and look back and say, man, what would have that ride been like if I hopped on that damn tiger, dude?
Right.
I bet you that would have been awesome. And you're damn right that would have been, that tiger would have, you just grab onto that orange fur, man, and he's flying and you got the wind going through your hair, man, and bugs flying in your face. Like, it'd be the ride of your life and you know it. So don't be afraid, you guys. Ride the tiger, man. And that's why I call them my tiger gang, because I know they're out there riding their tigers. And some of them, it could be the health goals too. Like some of us are getting rid of some really bad stuff. And I'm proud of you guys for not taking the easy way out like a Robin Williams. I hate to say that, but like to say I'm gonna stay in this. I know it looks grim. Some people he's fighting cancer and stuff, man, and they could easily take the road out. And for them, maybe not some superficial goal or whatever. Nothing. A goal isn't superficial if it's big enough, but for them, riding the tiger is getting rid of the cancer and facing life and saying, no, I'm not taking the easy way out. I'm in this. Like me, like I said, I'm not done yet. Yeah. And you know what? Good. Tell them I ain't done riding yet, man. Hop on that tiger and tell the world, no, man, I'm riding the tiger and I'm getting rid of my cancer. I'm getting rid of my sleep apnea. I'm getting rid of whatever's going to kill me right now, man. I'm going to ride this tiger, man, and have the time of my life. And if, like Rick had a buddy, he said he was already circling the drain when he started and he passed anyways. I give the guy credit, man. He hopped on the tiger anyways and he still had a good ride on his way out. You know, who cares if you started it too late, too early? Don't beat yourself up. Just ride the tiger, folks, and live, man. Live like you would. Live like today's your last day and it's your first day. You know, like you're just looking at the clouds for the first time. And live like, you know, kiss your wife, man, like you're never going to see her again, because I'm sure she'd appreciate it.
Well, that's a great way to end our live stream tonight. Hope everybody has an awesome night and a good weekend.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you guys for showing up and putting JT through his paces, asking him all the weird questions. Thank you, JT. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. I appreciate the invite. I don't get many, so I appreciate it.
All right.